Let's be honest, modern life is stressful. It doesn't matter if you're a college student drowning in assignments, a parent juggling kids and bills, or someone stuck in the endless loop of work emails, deadlines, and notifications. Stress has become the background noise of our lives. We almost treat it like it's normal, like it's the price you pay for existing in the 21st century. But deep down, you know it's costing you. It steals your sleep, it shortens your patience, it weakens your health, and it makes every day feel heavier than it needs to be. The Stoics lived 2,000 years ago, but they knew stress intimately. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. Imagine the weight of leading an empire under attack while battling illness and political betrayal. Seneca lived under the rule of Nero, a violent and unpredictable emperor, always just one accusation away from death. Epictetus was born a slave, forced to endure hardship and cruelty every single day. If anyone understood pressure, fear, and uncertainty, it was them. And yet, they discovered a way to find calm in chaos. Marcus left us one of his most famous reminders. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's the heart of Stoic stress management. Stress comes when we try to control what isn't ours, the economy, other people's opinions, the twists of fate. Peace comes when we turn back inward and say, what's actually mine to manage? My thoughts, my choices, my effort, my character. That's where strength lives. Seneca pointed out that most of our stress isn't even real. He wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about it. You're not just stressed about today's problems, you're carrying tomorrow's too. You're replaying yesterday's mistakes. You're living 10 different versions of suffering in your head before reality even touches you. The Stoic way is to cut that double suffering. Face only what is real, not what your imagination invents. And Epictetus gave us the most practical tool of all, the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, some are not. Stress comes when we forget that distinction. Traffic, not up to you. Your reaction in traffic, up to you. Your boss's mood, not up to you. The effort you put into your work, that's yours. The more you practice sorting events into these two buckets, mine and not mine, the less stress can dominate your life. So in this video, we're going to explore how Stoicism helps us find calm in the middle of modern chaos. Work stress, financial pressure, relationship drama, that constant hum of anxiety in the background. We'll tackle it all through Stoic wisdom, because the world isn't slowing down anytime soon. But your mind can. And that's where your peace begins. Work stress might be the most universal form of modern suffering. It doesn't matter if you're climbing the corporate ladder, running your own business, or clocking in for an hourly job. The demands feel endless. Emails pile up, deadlines never stop, bosses expect more, clients demand faster results. And even when you're not at work, the stress follows you home like an unwelcome shadow. You check messages late at night. You wake up already behind. It's no wonder so many people feel like their job is eating them alive. The Stoics would look at this and say, of course you're stressed. You're trying to control the wrong things. Epictetus gave us the clearest reminder. Some things are up to us and some are not. Your boss's opinion? Not up to you. Whether your company has layoffs? Not up to you. Whether a client praises or criticizes your work? Not up to you. What is up to you? The effort you bring, the focus you give, the integrity you show. That's where your energy belongs. Think about how much work stress comes from worrying about outcomes instead of actions. You don't just do the task, you obsess over how it will be received. You don't just give the presentation, you replay whether people liked it. That extra layer of worry is what burns you out. The Stoics teach us to flip that. Put all your attention on the part that's yours, the work itself. Do it with excellence. Then let go of the rest. That's discipline. That's freedom. Seneca also warned about imagination at work. He said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. At work, that looks like this. You get one vague email from your boss, and suddenly you're spiraling. Am I in trouble? Am I about to get fired? Is everything falling apart? Reality is one sentence in your inbox. Imagination is the 1,000 scenarios you invent on top of it. If you can pause and say, what's real right now, you cut half the stress instantly. Marcus Aurelius had his own way of handling pressure. He reminded himself constantly that perspective matters more than circumstance. If you are distressed by anything external, he wrote, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. A deadline isn't inherently stressful. It's just a date on a calendar. The stress comes from labeling it impossible or life or death. Change the label, change the stress. See it as a challenge to sharpen your focus, and suddenly the weight lightens. So what does this look like in practice? Tomorrow morning, before you start work, try a Stoic reset. Write down 2 columns, what's in my control and what's not. In the first, list things like my effort, my preparation, my attitude. In the second, put my boss's reaction, the company's future, the client's mood. Then, as you move through the day, catch yourself when you drift into column 2. Pull yourself back to column 1. That habit alone can transform how you experience work, because work stress isn't going away. The deadlines will keep coming, bosses will keep pushing, the economy will keep shifting. But if you practice the Stoic way, focus on actions, not outcomes, reality, not imagination, perspective, not panic, you'll stop drowning in it. You'll find clarity in the middle of pressure, and clarity is the foundation of calm. If work stress feels endless, financial stress cuts even deeper. Money is tied to survival, food, shelter, security. And in today's world, where everything from rent to groceries keeps climbing, financial anxiety is everywhere. Maybe you lie awake at night wondering how you'll pay bills. Maybe you scroll online and feel crushed comparing yourself to people with nicer homes, newer cars, flashier lifestyles. Money stress doesn't just drain your bank account, it drains your spirit. The Stoics understood this trap. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, wrote more about money than almost anyone. His warning, wealth doesn't free you from worry. If anything, it can create more of it. He said, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. That flips the whole conversation. Poverty isn't just about lacking money, it's about an endless hunger for more. If you crave constantly, no amount of money will calm you. If you discipline your desires, even modest means can feel abundant. Epictetus agreed. He told his students, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Think about that in today's world. Social media tells you success means the big house, luxury vacations, endless upgrades. But Epictetus would laugh at that. He'd say, if you need all that to feel okay, you're a slave, not free. But if you can live simply, needing little, then you're untouchable. Inflation can rise, markets can fall, but if your happiness isn't chained to money, you stay steady. Marcus Aurelius added perspective too. He reminded himself constantly that external things, money, possessions, status, are indifferents. They're not truly good or bad. They only matter in how you use them. Money can be used wisely to support a meaningful life or foolishly to feed vanity. Either way, it's neutral. Stress comes when we mistake money for meaning, when we let our identity rise and fall with numbers in a bank account. So what do we do with this wisdom today? First, separate needs from wants. Write them down. Needs, food, shelter, health, safety. Wants, the upgrades, the extras, the comparisons. See clearly how much of your stress comes not from survival, but from comparison. Second, practice voluntary simplicity. Seneca did it, and you can too. Spend a week cutting unnecessary expenses, cooking instead of ordering out, enjoying what you already own. Notice how your life doesn't collapse without extras. That realization is freedom. Here's another practice. When financial anxiety spikes, ask Epictetus's question. Is this in my control? Can you control the economy, the stock market, inflation? No. Can you control your spending, your work ethic, your mindset? Yes. Focus only there. That's the Stoic way. Because the truth is, money stress never fully goes away. Life is uncertain, bills appear, crises happen. But the Stoics teach us that financial peace doesn't come from chasing more. It comes from needing less, from mastering your desires, and from remembering that your worth is not measured in dollars. That shift can free you from the endless cycle of stress and craving. As Seneca said, you act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. We fear losing money as if our life depends on it, but we crave endlessly as if we'll live forever. The Stoic way flips that, fear wasting your life, not losing wealth. Because life is the one treasure you can't replace. If work and money don't break you, relationships often will. Stress in relationships can be heavier than any deadline or unpaid bill. It's the argument that lingers for days. It's the family drama that drains you. It's the toxic coworker who seems to exist just to make your life harder. Or sometimes it's something as small as a rude comment online that ruins your mood for hours. People are unpredictable, and they can stir more stress in us than almost anything else. The Stoics faced this every day. Marcus Aurelius, leading an empire, had to deal with senators, generals, even family members who betrayed him. And yet he began his mornings with one of the most famous lines in Meditations. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. It sounds harsh, but it wasn't cynicism, it was preparation. Marcus knew that expecting people to be perfect only leads to disappointment. If you expect difficulty, then when it comes, you're ready. That simple shift saves so much stress. Epictetus added that other people's actions aren't really about us. When someone does you wrong, he said, remember that he acts according to his own beliefs. That means if someone lies, it's not necessarily to hurt you. They believe lying helps them. If they snap at you, maybe they're drowning in stress themselves. Their behavior is a reflection of their own struggles, not your worth. When you see it that way, you stop taking everything so personally, and that takes the sting out of conflict. Seneca gave another strategy, patience. He called anger a temporary madness and taught that the best remedy is delay. Instead of firing back when someone disrespects you, wait. Give yourself space. Often the initial heat fades and what felt like an emergency turns into something manageable. Seneca also advised choosing your company wisely. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. That's timeless. Spend less time with people who drag you into negativity and more with those who strengthen your character. So how do you apply this today? Here's a practical routine. When someone provokes you, pause and ask 3 questions. 1. Did I expect people to be perfect, or was I ready for flaws? 2. Is their behavior about me or about their own perspective? 3. Will reacting in anger actually serve me, or will it cost me peace? That little mental checklist is pure Stoicism in action, and it can keep you from being pulled into someone else's storm. Because in the end, relationships will always be messy. People will always have flaws. But the Stoics remind us, you don't have to hand over your peace to every person who crosses your path. You can stay steady, kind, and grounded, even when others are chaotic. And that's where real freedom in relationships begins. So here's the truth. Stress isn't going away. The world won't stop throwing deadlines, bills, arguments, and uncertainty at you. If you wait for life to calm down before you feel calm, you'll be waiting forever. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago, and it's just as true today. Peace doesn't come from controlling the world, it comes from mastering your response to it. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we always have power over our minds, even when we have no power over circumstances. Epictetus gave us the dichotomy of control, the clearest tool for cutting stress by focusing only on what's truly ours. Seneca showed us that most of what tortures us is imagination, not reality, And that discipline of thought is the first step toward freedom. Together they left us a playbook for handling every kind of modern stress. Work stress? Focus on your effort, not your boss's moods. Financial stress? Simplify your wants and practice gratitude for what you already have. Relationship stress? Expect imperfection, pause before reacting, and remember that other people's behavior is more about them than you. Daily overwhelm? Return to the present moment, breathe, and remind yourself what's really in your control. The Stoics didn't promise a life without storms. They promised you could learn to be steady in the middle of them. Stress will always try to hijack your peace. But with practice, daily, consistent practice, you can carry calm into the chaos. That's not abstract philosophy. That's practical survival. So here's my challenge for you. This week, pick one area of stress, work, money, or relationships, and apply one Stoic principle. Maybe you'll pause before reacting to your coworker. Maybe you'll separate needs from wants when you feel financial pressure. Maybe you'll remind yourself, like Marcus did, that flaws in people are guaranteed. Just one principle, one area for 7 days. Notice how your stress shifts when you stop fighting the world and start mastering your mind. Because stress isn't the enemy, your reaction to stress is. And the Stoics gave us the tools to make that reaction steady, clear, and strong. If this video helped you, subscribe. We'll keep walking through Stoic wisdom and applying it to modern life. Share this with someone who's drowning in stress. They might need this reminder more than ever. And let me know in the comments, what's the #1 stress in your life right now, and which Stoic principle are you going to try against it? Remember, chaos outside, calm inside. That's not just a nice quote, that's a skill you can build. And the more you practice, the freer you become.